I just like talk to everyone, make friends with everyone. That's what has also helped me develop not only in the pit, but as a person and financially. So, whether it's in the pit, the cage, anywhere, I've learned to make myself and think of myself as a business. And that's what's helped me in the process.
Luis Melendez isn't just undefeated in the pit, he's also balancing a full time career as an electrical engineer as well as making waves in his young combat sports career. From viral knockouts to mastering the business side of fighting, he's proving that hard work and strategy go hand in hand. We talk about his journey, branding as an athlete, and what's next for one of Karate Combat's rising stars. Please give Luis a follow on all his social channels. You can find the information below. And as always, I appreciate everyone's support. If you're enjoying this content, please give me a subscribe, like, follow. All of our socials are down below in the description. Now, Luis Melendez, let's get it. Welcome back to Fight Capital, where we enter the ring of combat sports business. I'm your host, Ryan Rapaport. Today, I'm honored to be joined by Luis Melendez, who's an athlete that is undefeated in the karate combat pit, blending elite striking skills with a background in Taekwondo and Karate from his native Puerto Rico. Alongside his fighting career, he also holds down a full-time job as an electrical engineer, showcasing his relentless work ethic and determination. And with a growing reputation in combat sports, Luis is focused on making history while paving the way for other future athletes. Thanks for joining me today, Luis. How are you and where are you joining from?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. That was a great intro. I loved
Oh,
it. And
thanks, man.
yeah, I'm joining from upstate New York, Albany.
Oh, no way. I grew up in Western Massachusetts, so not too far away
Nice.
from you there. Yeah. So, hey, man, I going like following your career. I saw you at KC50. You've been part of some viral moments in karate combat already. Where does your passion for martial arts come from?
Well, that comes from like way back. That comes from like parents. My parents actually met doing karate. That's how they fell in love. Back in the day, there was so many movies like Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and like my parents had that as an inspiration. They start karate in different schools, and they got to, some of the old school karate schools were like, oh, if you want to be the next level, if you want to prove yourself, you have to go to different dojos and then challenge people so you can actually like test yourself. And that's what my dad did alongside with my uncle. And they were just giants until they went to my mom's gym and they just beat everyone up. And that's how they fell in love. And a couple months after, and I was born, and then I just started training since 3 years old. So I've been born and raised. I'm a karate baby. So yeah, this is for me.
That's crazy, man. Well, I mean, as someone you had a really successful run in Cage Wars. Now you're undefeated in the pit since you crossed over to karate combat and 100% striking. Just talk to me a little bit about some of the sacrifices you have to make on the back end. Obviously, having a full-time job, doing the engineering as well, but I don't think a lot of people see that those financial sacrifices that the athletes are making on the background. So, can you just tell me a little bit about that, and then maybe that long-term path that you see for yourself as you fully transition into combat sports?
Yeah, let's just say that obviously when you're going through all these transitions, my bank account felt like I was getting a rear naked choke. So, surviving, but, that's part that I believe that's part of like the life of a fighter. I know that the grind was gonna be temporary and it's definitely gonna pay. It was gonna pay off eventually because when you put the grind, you put the work, consistency is key, and you're gonna get your results. And I'm just a happy character, and I just like talk to everyone, make friends with everyone. That's what has also helped me develop not only in the pit, but as a person and financially. So, whether it's in the pit, the cage, anywhere, I've learned to make myself and think of myself as a business. And that's what's helped me in the process.
Well, I mean, you mentioned having been in the MMA cage, now in karate combat. From an athlete's perspective, how do you think karate combat's format benefits both the business and the athletes compared to the traditional MMA promotions?
I think Karate Combat's great because I see Karate Combat as a marketing genius promotion. They really know how to promote their fighters. The events are like celebrity parties, and you're like, oh my gosh, this celebrity was there, this celebrity was there. So that brings more and more people into Karate Combat. More eyes are brought into Karate Combat not necessarily traditional people that fight. Like that's the way that you can get more and more eyes into it, and just the dynamic of the pit, having the pit that's unique, and people are there. I super close. Like people, if you're against the wall in the pit, people can literally like reach and touch you. That's how close the people are to the action, and that just makes it a whole different thing because it's like watching gladiators fight and it like really close to you, which I think Karate Combat does really well, and that's what makes us different.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I just think about Karate Combat 50. I remember I saw you in the pit warming up when Chama Poetan, Alex Pereira was there, and like you're like a couple feet from him warming up. I mean, does that like approach that you're seeing from Karate Combat, then you were talking about this like celebrity kind of like influencer aspect of it? Do you see the athletes benefiting from that in terms of exposure and the personal branding as well?
Yeah, of course, because a lot of the fighters that we see that go to Karate Combat are like UFC fighters, and we see them as, oh, they're also at the top. They're the top of the chain in the MMA. We're in the top of the chain with striking, and having the chance to meet them, connect with them. Maybe you start talking to one of them, you really connect with that person. They invite you to their camp, or you can like start working at their gym and doing some of their trips. That's how your skills develop as a fighter, and the more you can do that, the better. Because if you stay isolated in one place, then you won't learn about what the world has for you, and so many things that can make you a better fighter. So I think it's super important what Karate Combat is doing, and that fighters should definitely capitalize on that and use it to their advantage.
I think you brought up an interesting point. One of the reasons, and in full disclosure, I work with Karate Combat, but one of the reasons that I'm so high on the brand is because of that energy that you're seeing from the striking. And if you look at the UFC, they're putting a heavy emphasis on the strikers, even though there's going to be a lot of wrestlers in there. You got like Carlos Pratas, you got the guy who just fought and got fight of the night as well. Man, I'm forgetting his name. The guy who actually beat Poetan. You got Alex, you got Izzy, all these people that cross over from a strictly stand-up approach. And I think that's been a huge boon. And I think in the possibility of what the next step are, after you get that Karate Combat Championship and moving forward. But as you're getting all of that exposure, can you just talk a little bit about how you personally approach your social media and your personal branding to position yourself as that marketable asset as an athlete?
Yeah, definitely. What I do to make myself more valuable, not only to myself but to Karate Combat too, is to, make sure I post videos about myself, about what I'm doing. Doesn't need to be like super crazy level, but I also like I even do my own videos, edit my own videos, and put Karate Combat on collab and be like, hey, you just have to click it. And I know like I know that I know if they hit the collab, I know it's gonna get a lot of views, and especially like almost all my videos that Karate Combat has collab has gotten like thousands and thousands of views. I've gotten well, first off, like in the first my first fight in Miami in the mansion, I got the most views as a like rookie fighter. That was my first fight, my debut. What was it, like 12 million views in Karate Combat? So that was
Wow.
great. And then I did that again. It hit like 1, 2 million. And then I did one of my videos that's knockout. It has 500,000. And then it just keep going and going. And all this stuff that happened with the guy who I'm fighting next, my opponent's coach, that went crazy. And then Awesome choked him. And that went viral too. So, making sure that my brand, I see my brand as like a funny, like I like to be a funny fighter, but exciting at the same time, very athletic, and sometimes maybe a little bit cocky because like I don't mind being a villain because people really like a good villain, even though it's not my nature, but it tends to like get the more attention. So it's part of it. It's part of it. I'm just flowing with it, and I think it's working pretty well.
Well, it's cool to at least be honest with it. No, you were arguably involved in one of the most viral moments in not just karate combat history, but combat sports history. I mean, the way that's done the rounds around then and since then. Can you just talk a little bit about that experience and how that helped you? Any lessons you learned from that?
From which one? For the viral moment?
Yeah, from the
Um,
choke out and yeah, it's
well,
crazy
what I
moments.
learned from that is just it's perfect. I just be myself. What happened was I was gonna shake my opponent's coach hand after my bout. You normally do that as of out of respect for your corner or whatever. But when I was about to do that, like he was standing on in the pit wall and he was flipping me off, and I was like, so I just reacted back, grabbed my junk, and I flipped him off back, and he lost control of everything. He's just when people say I saw red, that's what he saw. And he just came after me, running, trying to punch me, but I was like, hey, I just fought. I'm tired. I gave every inch and like every ounce of energy that I had. I'm bloody. I'm tired. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm out. I just
Yeah,
jumped
yeah.
out of the pit, which was really smart because I don't need to confront anyone if I'm not getting paid. Like I am a pro fighter. I'm a money fighter. So I only fight if I'm getting paid, which is what everyone should do professionally. And no, like lessons learned from that. I mean, just keep doing what I do. Just keep being myself because Karate Combat has hired me to seek vengeance. And what better storyline that storyline right now in Karate Combat. So I'm just grateful for what happened, and it's gonna be great.
Smart man too. You had nothing to prove at that point after the win. I mean, talk to me a little bit about your relationship with Anthony Pettis and just what lessons you've learned from him and their team about securing financial opportunities and maximizing your earning potential as an athlete.
Hey everyone, just want to take a quick pause here to thank you so much for all the support. I've been seeing really awesome growth lately, and as I continue to meet new people and find new avenues to tell stories for this combat sports business world, I really would appreciate if you could give me your feedback on the posts as well as like, comment them. Please give me a subscription and follow me across all platforms. Links below. And really looking forward to putting out amazing content here in 2025. Now, if you wouldn't mind just doing me that favor, really appreciate it. Now, back to the content.
Yeah, Pettis is different. His mentality is a little bit different because he's already thinking about business. Think of yourself as a business. Don't think of yourself as a fighter because there's a lot of things that you're gonna overlook. So always, conduct yourself professionally. Capitalize on the moments. Super important. Capitalize on the moments. Stay very, versatile. Be open to new opportunities, and never let a big opportunity slip out of your hands because it could be anything that you do could be life changing. Even when you're in the pit, like things that you do, moments that you bring to the crowd. For example, Anthony's moment, the Showtime kick, that moment made him like he was already a star. That moment made him a superstar, and that sticks to him to like forever. Even when he went to the last UFC card, they had the highlights of him kicking Henderson. Like that's gonna be on repeat forever. So make sure you're like super entertaining. Be yourself. Be original. Don't be one more of the like regular people. And that's definitely gonna make you different. It's gonna make you and your business grow organically.
Wise words, man. Those are wise words. Well, it's so excited to see you get out there this Friday, January 24th in Miami. Before we get going, are there any sponsors or supporters that you'd like to thank or give mention to?
Yes. Thank you so much to everyone that's helping me in my camp. This is the first time that I actually have a camp on quote because I've never been in a camp, but I have had like a month to prepare for a fight, which is big because almost all my fights have been like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta cut 20, 30 pounds. But that's part of the sport. Yeah, I want to thank my sponsors. Shout out to Blau pre-workouts. Shout out to Plio and my first fight club. All the crypto guys have been helping me lately. Very, very grateful for that. What else? Camara, real estate, another super cool dude that been helping me too. And yeah, I'm just helpful for everyone that's been, tuning in to my fights, sending the love, sending some love from Instagram, sending messages, inspiration. Very happy about the previous fights and very excited for the next fight. And also, like, I'm opening the card. I need sponsors too. So if any sponsors, are looking for a really exciting, young, smart fighter that's going to put your brand to the next level, make sure to DM me at Luisfe MMA, LUISFE MMA on Instagram, and let's work together. Let's make our businesses grow together.
Yeah, anyone watching this, please give Luis a follow. You will not be disappointed, man. It's just really been cool watching your Instagram and just seeing all the crazy capoeira and breakdancing moves you got, man. You're on another level there, man. But really looking forward to seeing you back out there. Wishing you a safe cutting as you wrap up camp and see you out in Miami and this upcoming Friday, man.
Water loading, baby.
Yeah, that's a good. Well, hey, man, have a great trip down. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.